So let's shift our attention now to the labour front because the Civil and Local Government Staff Association strike action has actually entered day 2. Day 1 was characterised by long winding queues at public institutions as scores of people seeking government services were left stranded. So what's the situation on the grounds today? Well, let's start here in the Greater Accra region. My colleague Michael Ashanti has been on the grounds gauging the impact of day 2 of the industrial action.
The strike of the civil servants enters day 2, and we're here at the Registrar General's Department to find out how the people who patronize the services offered here are really reeling from this strike. Many of them still come here and have to be turned away because the civil servants are on strike. Today they put up a notice, a public notice, and says that the management of the department wishes to inform its cherished clients that the department will be closed to the business community from Thursday until further notice. Now, this is in compliance to the decision by the civil servants to go on a strike. What are you advising some of the clients, which I'll be speaking to one of them very soon? Clients are advised to use their online portal for their business registration or dial the short code *222# to renew their sole proprietorship businesses. So for those, and this is categorical just for people who are willing to renew their sole proprietorship businesses. Now, not just them, at least the solution for these people, but not just them. There are others who are here to pick up their operating certificate and all that, their licenses to do their businesses. We'll speak to one of them. He'll join us pretty shortly. Okay, so what's your name?
I'm Obed Kofi Annan.
Obed, so what exactly were you here to do?
I think some few weeks ago, I think 3 weeks ago, I made online registration, business registration, and I was sent an email that the business certificate is ready, so I should come for it. So basically, I came here to take the certificate.
And as far as that arrangement, today is the day you are supposed to pick that up?
Yeah. Today, I think I was given today to come for the certificate.
And you are here, what have they been telling you?
I think when I'm about entering, the security asked me why I'm here, and I explained to him. And he told me that they are on strike.
So what's going to happen to you now? I mean, that's a certificate you definitely need to continue your business.
Yes, I really need it. We plan of using it, registry mobile money, I think today. And since I didn't have it, or I've not gotten it yet, I think I have to go back. I'm not from Accra here too.
Where are you from?
I'm Gomba West, I think Apam, yeah, Apam.
For areas that don't you have an office that you can do this business?
Oh, we don't have a Registrar General's Department at Central Region. So we turn up to that of Accra to do our business certificates.
Obed, let me thank you very much. So Obed, like many others who have come here, would have to probably decide to go back home because of the strike. We'll be checking some other areas where you have civil servants working. At the Ministry's enclave in the Central Business District, where arguably a lot of business is transacted on behalf of government, the place is unusually quiet and empty of people. Usually, you'd find a lot of people up and down, moving in and out of offices, trying to transact one business or the other, or to make inquiries. That doesn't seem to be the situation here. Reporting for Joy News, Michael Ashanti, Accra.
Also, it's evident that the strike is biting hard. Let's check out other regions as well. Joining us now from the Central Region, Cape Coast to be precise, correspondent Richard Kojo Nyako has more for us. He's on phone. So Richard, you visited some public institutions today. What did you find?
Of Accra, just that the pressure in Accra would be more because there is no Registered General Department here. And so a lot of them who would be accessing that service would be moving to Accra. But here are the regional coordinating councils, and then the municipal and the metro assemblies. The civil servants here did not come. They put up a notice that they were on strike, and so people come and then they have to return to wherever they came from. So there are some services that the people cannot access from the various districts there, and they have to move to the regional capital, Cape Coast, to access them. But they come and then they see the notice that they are not working until further notice. And so people got stranded in the morning. It started from yesterday, and this some of them claim that they have not even heard that the civil servants are on strike, and so it really baffles them why there shouldn't be any notice or why they should not be told beforehand that they were going on strike. And so that is the situation here in Cape Coast.
How are residents receiving this?
Well, so they are distraught. They do not know why the strike should happen in the first place. But others are also of the opinion that, well, there was an agreement that they duly signed. And so once it's an agreement, the two parties should respect them. And so whatever is in the agreement, they believe that each of them would have a case. And so whatever government should do to ensure that they return to their workplaces, they should do so that they would return from wherever they are.
Richard, thank you. Rafiq Salam is joining us from the Upper West region. He is monitoring the situation there for us. So, Rafiq, what's the impact of day 2 of the CLOGSAG strike where you are? Rafiq, you'd have to unmute for us so we can hear you. Yes. That's not better. Rafiq, if you can hear me well, I'm asking you to unmute so we can get the point you're making. Rafiq, if you can hear me, I'm asking about the impact of the strike today. Well, it appears that there's a challenge with Rafiq. Let's now take Nanayao Juma, who has been monitoring the situation in the Ashanti regional capital. We'll come back to the Ashanti regional capital. Ivy Setoji is also joining us from the Volta region. Ivy, what can you tell us?
Most of the offices in the region, workers were not seen in their offices. Some of them that spoke to John News said they are going according to the instructions by their leaders to stay home. A few of them that were staying in office, they were there because there was something urgent they needed to do. So that was why they were there. But they were going to immediately after they were done. So just a few people or workers were staying in the various offices, but most of them were not in the office.
How about the senior officials as well? It appears that they are not part of CLOGSAG, so you would expect that some of them... Yes, how about the senior officials as well? You would expect that some of them would, report.
Some of them were in the office and some were also absent from work there.
Ivy, we're grateful. Let's take you to the Ashanti region. Nanayao Juma is joining us. Nanayao, what more can you tell us about the Ashanti region? That's also another place where we understand that the industrial action has been biting really hard. Nana, if you can hear me, I'm asking about the impact of the strike today.
All right, so members of CLOGSAG remain on strike in the Ashanti region here. When I spoke to the leadership of CLOGSAG, they say they are yet to get a directive from their leadership, national leadership in Accra. So until this directive comes through, they will continue to remain on strike. That is, avoid the CLOGSAG offices. When I went there, it seems a number of people in the Ashanti region so far are aware of the strike. So there were no queues or people in the offices of where these CLOGSAG members were. So the strike action is still in force here in the Ashanti region.
And what's the reaction to the development?
Yesterday, the last time I went there, a number of people who had come for their service were stranded. And some people think that government should go ahead and resolve these issues so that these the staff of CLOGSAG will be back to render the service that they render to the public.
Okay.
There are a fraction of the people in the Ashanti region who believe that their request shouldn't be granted by President because the point is signed on to be a staff of CLOGSAG, you should remain neutral, and that government shouldn't give anybody an allowance for such purpose. And
definitely we are keeping our eyes on this. Nanayao Juma, thank you for giving us the latest from the Ashanti region. Upper West is where our next stop is. Rafiq, earlier you were trying to make the point about how this action is also impacting residents of the Upper West region.
Blessed, the situation in the Upper West region is not different as experienced in other parts of the country. A place that the one municipality or the upper hospital council, most of the workers didn't come to work. A lot of meetings were scheduled today at the RCC and also at the municipal assembly hall. I couldn't even come on. Even beside the case of an election for a presiding members election that was scheduled to take place around 9 a.m. and by midday they haven't even started other meetings. So workers somehow are not really posed today. So when you move out of the regional capital, the situation in the other 9 district capitals, not many people are present at work today.
What election was happening or scheduled to happen, and how come the strike has impacted the elections?
This is an election that was supposed to be a presiding members election to get somebody who preside meetings at the assembly, and then also most of the senior officers some do come around, but there were some meetings that were expected to take place and other hosts of other meetings before the assembly meeting could come on, and so because of that, it has some of the meetings has been postponed because you've seen some of the workers are not really present. So entering some of the offices, they are virtually empty at the upper hospital coordinating council and a few other offices around the regional administration.
But I'm sure that you've been interacting with some of the senior officials as well. They are not members of CLOGSAG. What sense do you get from them? How worried are they about the impact of the strike?
The work that they told me that the work that they are supposed to do, like their subordinates clearly means that they have to be the one who will have to be doing all those things. I entered one of the officers at the regional administration where the posts themselves, the directors themselves have to be the one picking files from one office to the other. Virtually they were the ones doing everything. So it wasn't good for them.
Quite a sad day, indeed, in the Upper West region. We understand that negotiations are still underway. But let's hear now from Alexander Obing, the chairperson of the Ashanti Regional Chapter of CLOGSAG. Thank you, sir, for your time. Yesterday when we were interacting, you gave us a sense that once government is committed to release the funds for your neutrality allowance, definitely you will call off the strike. What's the update for today? If you can hear me, Mr. Obing, I'm asking about the update on the negotiation with government. Yesterday, you were telling me that once government commits, maybe on paper, that your payments will be released to you at a certain date, you would call off the strike. What's the update on that? Well, you're still with us here on The Pulse. We'll definitely give you some updates on the strike as we move on. But